No other problems this time around as Rio Grande Valley has come back to Trinity Health Stadium to play Hartford Athletic. Hi, everybody. Along with Sean Mecke filling in for Mark Donaldson, I'm Joe D'Ambrosio. Sean, not much left for the athletic season except a chance to be a spoiler.
Yeah, really, for these guys with just 2 more home matches left, they're playing for their fans, they're playing for their pride, and they're playing for contracts for next year.
Let's get to ones to watch it for Hartford. Omi Namazi trying to bulk up the attack, putting Kyle Edwards in.
Yeah, Kyle Edwards is an interesting one. He's only had 8 starts on the whole year, and yet he's tied for the team lead with 7 goals. You know, this is his chance to really show that he deserves to be on that list when Hartford puts out their roster again for 2024.
And for Rio Grande Valley, one of the best players in the league in Taylor Davila.
Davila's been exceptional. The Toros went out and pursued him in the offseason aggressively, taking him away from LA Galaxy 2. He's been their maestro in the midfield, breaking lines, creating chances. You know, he's also scored the tying goal in the 8th minute of extra time last week, potentially to save their season as they try to push for the playoffs.
Time for Keys to the Game, brought to you by Hoffman Auto Group. What do you got?
Well, for Hartford, I think they just need to give themselves and this crowd something to believe in. You know, I expect them to come out on the front foot against Miami. They played a lot more defensively, but I expect them to attack tonight. So if they can get an early goal or even just create some early exciting chances, get everybody's head back up, get some belief in the team, and get this crowd behind them, I think that could go a long way. And then as far as Rio Grande Valley, I think they just need to be patient. You know, this is a game where they must win, so they must score. But they have to be patient. They're a possession-oriented team. They need to just concentrate on moving the ball, remaining disciplined, and don't force opportunities. Otherwise, Hartford has some dynamic players who could really hurt them on the counterattack.
Last time when Rio Grande Valley was here, early September, they played for 9 minutes before the lightning struck. And after a 4-hour delay, the game was called. No weather in the forecast for tonight. Starting lineups in the kickoff on the way here on USL Championship on ESPN+.
An injured knee might look pretty simple, but there's a whole person behind that injury. One who misses the feel of his jump shot and spending time with friends on the court. It's not enough just to heal. He needs to get back out there. At Trinity Health, we're here to help you reach your goals. We combine all the knowledge and expertise of a national health system with personalized healthcare that treats the individual behind the injury. Because we see all of you.
Achievement takes more than having a dream. It takes having the spirit to beat the odds. It takes the courage to pursue a passion, the heart to turn a house into a home, and the determination to turn an idea into an enterprise. I'm the Hartford Buck, and I see the human in human achievement.
With insurance from the Hartford, the Buck's got your back.
Welcome back everybody watching. Welcome to Hartford Athletic, joining the USL Championship here in 2019.
Is this the moment? Jose Angulo! Dillon Stadium alive again!
Hartford Athletic get the win, and in a week they will host their first playoff game in club history.
Number 2, United Soccer League, Hartford Athletic, Bethlehem Steel. Bethlehem goalie trying to throw the ball out. Danny Pereira's like, I got that right here.
Dixon, long range effort! Oh my, that is magnificent from Alex Dixon! With purpose, crossed over and scored! Prince Sadie, long range effort, oh, that's spectacular!
Oh, it's a glory strike! Where did gravity go? Obregon Jr.!
Welcome back to Trinity Health Stadium. Hartford Athletic would like to thank the Mandel JCC, the official fitness center of Hartford Athletic. Visit mandeljcc.org to learn more. Last Fly Airport Parking is a proud partner of the Hartford Athletic. Save 20% on your airport parking by pre-booking on lastfly.com. An absolutely spectacular night, 80 degrees, winds blowing from the right about 5 miles an hour. Let's get to the starting lineups, brought to you by Liberty Bank. And Sean, once again, Hartford switches it up a little.
Yeah, it's been a familiar theme. We've seen a lot of new names, new faces, but it's definitely an attacking lineup for Hartford tonight. Look, coming out what should be a 4-2-3-1. You've got some really dynamic forwards in Amo, Edwards, and Sadie. And, of course, the mainstay, Danny Barrera, in behind them, looking to spring them forward and on goal.
And as far as Rio Grande, they're a little banged up, and they have one of their better players not here because he can't. He's suspended.
Yeah, Lopez out with that red card. He will be able to come back before the season is out. But tonight, joining him instead of him is Francois. We've got game notes suggesting as many as 6 forwards, but I think it's more likely to be a 4-3-3 of some sort. You've got Pinzon in the midfield, Tyler Derrick anchoring the back, just in case Hartford's able to come and counterattack the other way.
Orange and black against blue and white. USL underway. These teams got together on September 9th for a little less than 9 minutes. The game halted by lightning delay, and then after an almost 4-hour delay, it was game, set, match, rescheduled from the start. And as we've talked about, Sean, all the pressure on Rio Grande here. Wilmer Cabrera, when we talked to him today, said they need 3 points. They have 12 ties this year, which is second in the league to San Antonio. They can't afford a tie tonight.
No, they absolutely must score. They've got Sacramento coming up after this, and then probably a favorable fixture with Loudoun to close out the year. But with so many teams vying for that last 7th or 8th position above the playoff line in the Western Division, they have to come out of this match with 3 points if they expect to finish above the top of the table.
Joe Rice, who hardly played in the first 2 months of the season, between the woodwork for the 16th time this season. And it's the same officiating crew that we had in the rain out. Joshua Encarnacion is the man in charge. This is his 11th USL Championship match, his 3rd Hartford match. He did that wild game against Indy 11, 6 yellows, 2 reds. Also did the 2-0 win at Las Vegas Lights, one of 4 Hartford wins on the season. This is a Rio Grande team that doesn't score a lot, tied for 19th in the league with 37 goals. But if you're a regular viewer, you know Hartford is last in goals conceded. They have given up 71 on the season, and that has been an issue from day one since the opening game show when they gave up 5 against Monterey Bay. It has just not worked out, first for Tab Ramos and now for Omid Namazi and goalkeeper coach Danny Gaspar.
Yeah, I found the quote from Omid Namazi to be very telling about the way the season has gone. He said, "I've never seen so many things go against one team in 23 years in coaching." They've had some questionable calls certainly go against them. They've had a lot of injuries to key players, also had a bout of COVID. But there's also been self-inflicted wounds. The game last week against Miami, just 2 inexcusable mistakes. And when you make mistakes like that and gift goals to the other team, it's really hard to expect to go out and win a game in this league.
6 is Gabriel Benitez, starting for the 20th time tonight. This is Francois. He's getting the start because, as we said, Frank Lopez got the red card at the tail end of the game last week, the game where Davila scored in the 98th minute to tie the match. And that point, making this game somewhat meaningful for Rio Grande Valley. He doesn't score that goal, and this is 2 teams that are headed nowhere. Here's Juan Pablo Torres back in the starting lineup. Cabato playing on the outside left on the back line with Macangila, McGlynn, and Luke Merrill on the right side. Now Merrill has some space, now pressed, now plays it back to McGlynn. Connor McGlynn, for playing a new position this year, has had, I think, a really solid year. And I would think he's one of the guys, if you're going to tear this up, and at 23-4, you would imagine that's the case. I would think McGlynn is one of the guys who should be brought back.
And he's been a staple on this squad for a number of years now. 100th appearance for the club. That's a lot of longevity in the USL, especially in one particular team. And
they play it up ahead on the far side. Here's Amo breaking in. The keeper's out. Saydee, he scores! Prince Saydee, 4.5 minutes in, earliest goal of the year for Athletic, and Hartford jumps out to a lead.
Yeah, great drive down the left side. We talked about how Edwards can be dynamic and really just an unselfish heads-up play to lay that off for Saydee, and it was Saydee. Just to lay it off for Saydee there. You're not going to find an easier finish. Kyle Edwards did all the work for him, and Saydee made the effort, had the belief in Edwards that he would get past his man, cut across the box, and an easy tap in for Hartford.
I did have it right the first time. 8th of the year for Prince Saydee. The earliest goal Hartford has scored in a goal this year. Prince scored in the 8th minute in the 2-1 loss against Loudoun. So we had talked, Sean, in the pregame, in the build-up, that, Hartford wants to come out on the right foot, and they certainly did that. Now, Francois chases one down, but it's over the goal line. So Prince Saydee gives Hartford the lead, just the third time this season that they have scored first at home.
Yeah, Hartford, 4 wins on the season. In 3 of those matches, they were the first team to score, so it bodes well. And if you're the Toros, you've got a much bigger mountain to climb now, giving away a goal in the first 5 minutes.
Edwards, his 3rd assist of the season. So the decision to start the 3 big guns up front, paying instant dividends for Omid Namazi.
We saw the philosophy against Miami. It just seemed that, away on the road against a tough team, we saw at times 6 players in the back line with a group of 4 sitting in front of them, and Coach Namazi was clear. He said that was quite intentional. They wanted to hang around in that game as long as possible.
Turnover by Hartford. Here's Francois. He's got McGlynn to contest with. Put up on goal, and it's in! And we are tied at 1. Cristiano Francois. And, Sean, that's kind of emblematic of what we've seen from this team this season.
Well, we talk about all the ways that a team can be unfortunate. Connor McGlynn gets this tackle perfect. It just deflects off his shin over Joe Rice. He's scrambling back and just can't quite get to it to push it over the bar.
Rice did not get back in time. So, just like that, Cristiano Francois, the Haitian, with his 3rd goal of the year, and it's all even at 1. Trinity Health of New England, proud to be the official medical provider and title partner of Hartford Athletic, always committed to providing the best healthcare experience every day for every patient. Trinity Health of New England, care that's always there. Long ball played upfield that time, and once again, Hartford's back line with problems. This is a long shot. Blocked by Benitez. Chased down by Nodarse and cleared up ahead. Pereira, appearing in his 126th game for Athletic. Had it momentarily, but there's Francois again with plenty of room. The game tied at 1. Saydee from Edwards and then Francois. Hartford had the lead for about 2 minutes.
The pace of this game is absolutely frantic, Joe. We talked about how the Toros must score, they must win, and Hartford really looking to put a positive performance out today, really show what they can do, even if it doesn't amount to a postseason run. They want to show these home fans, and they want to show the ownership here as well as around the league individually that they're good players. So the excitement out there on the field, we've got an average of a goal every 5 minutes so far.
Which, if it stays at that pace, we'll have a record-setting night here at Trinity Health Stadium. Backline errors have been such a key for Hartford this year, and I thought Rice was kind of caught out of position there as well.
I think a little bit what happened to Rice there is he's looking to react to the shot, but he sees McGlynn.
Here's Merrill, chips it into the box. Nobody there, and kind of aimlessly headed out of bounds by Thomas Ricketts, so it'll be the first corner kick of the night for Hartford here in the 10th minute.
That's nervy defending from Ricketts. He's all alone there. He had a chance maybe to head that down to his goalkeeper in Derrick or take it down. Instead, he opts to play it safe over the end line.
Andre Lewis will trigger the corner from the right of Tyler Derrick. Hartford has not had much success on set pieces this year. Amo gets a head on it. Right on the line, caught by Derrick. On target. Once again, they try to go deep for Francois. Headed away by Luke Merrill. Francois with the throw in, and quickly it's a counter. Boy, that goal just energized the Toros. You know, you give up a goal in the 5th minute to a team that's not scoring much at home and not having any success at home, it can deflate you. But when they went vertical, they caught Hartford asleep, and that resulted in the tying goal by Francois as Merrill plays it back to Joe Rice. Tonight's match presented by the Golf Law. When you've been injured, you need a team who isn't afraid to put their money where their mouth is. Golf Law's team of Connecticut lawyers is the next generation of personal injury attorneys, and they don't back away from any fight, much like Sean. Visit golflawgroup.net to learn more. Now, Sean Mackey filled in for Lance Reiser once this year on the PA. What night do you think that was, boys and girls? That's right, the lightning delay. So we blame Mackey for that.
I want to thank Lance for the opportunity to spend those 5 hours up here in the booth with you, Joe.
Exactly. Because there was so much to do. People were actually losing their minds up there. Walking around, going outside. Donaldson was taking pictures of the lightning.
Nobody was more disappointed in that outcome than the Toros. Come all the way out here, have to turn around and go home.
Now, they played in Colorado on Saturday, and they flew here from Colorado Springs on Sunday. So this is their 4th night in Hartford. And sometimes you wonder, teams not used to spending that much time on the road. Do you think they came out a little logy, perhaps?
I honestly think it was probably to their benefit. You have a chance to settle in, get into a rhythm, get used to your surroundings. It's a lot of downtime to cover, but you're able to set a rhythm as opposed to traveling out closer to the match where, you know, you really don't get a chance to get your legs under you. So they also had a chance to acclimate to the weather, to the field space. I think they invested to try and make sure they go home with 3 points by spending that much time here.
Hartford had been in a long goal-scoring drought. They hadn't scored in 342 minutes before that Sadie goal as the foul takes place, and head athletic trainer Mike Diaz is out to take a look at Luke Merrill. Let's see what happened to Luke.
Yeah, it looks
like
like
he got hit in the head.
A little bit of a head to shoulder, maybe.
Francois looked like he caught him with an inadvertent arm, and Mike Diaz, that athletic trainer, is out there to take a look right in front of the Hartford bench. Watch the left hand. Yeah, he caught him with that. That left hand was flailing, and Luke Merrill down on his back. Please join us in thanking founding partner the Hartford for educating children about fire safety with their Junior Fire Marshal program. Visit juniorfiremarshal.com to learn more. Hartford has Antoine Opino back in uniform tonight. The Frenchman had missed the last 2 games, one because of a yellow card accumulation, and then had to sit out with an abdominal injury. Edgardo Rito and Niall Logue both still injured and out. Rito may be back for the finale a week from Friday here at Trinity Health as they continue to check on Merrill, and now he sits up.
You know, that physical confrontation is representative for how the game has gone for Luke Merrill a little bit so far. It's a matchup between he and Francois that I think the Toros are looking to target. Took advantage of that a little bit on the goal. But Luke Merrill is a talented attacking player in his own right, as you see based on the position in the field in which that challenge took place.
Yeah, a guy who made the team after an open tryout. And he's been one of the bright spots this year. He'll have to come out momentarily because the play was stopped. It's called over by the fourth official, Tom Felice. And then he'll be able to come right back in. 1-1, Sadie in the 5th minute, Francois in the 7th. As this game got off to an explosive start. Then Merrill misses about an eighth of a second of game time and is ushered back in. This is just the second all-time meeting between these two teams. Last year, July 27th at HEB Park in Edinburgh. Ever been to Edinburgh, Texas?
Can't say that I have.
Yeah, I can't either. Played a scoreless tie. Here's Barrera. Offensive third. Leaves it for Sadie. Drops it back to McGlynn. Connor in the middle for Andre Lewis. Hartford trying to form up the attack. Merrill trying to run up the right channel. They tried to send Sadie down the middle, but it was blunted by the Toros' defense. Francois had his ball on the boot a lot. And that foul will go against... No foul. Good tackle by McIngill. I was waiting to see Encarnacion signal the foul, but it was not to be. Cabato. Here's Amo going back. One thing with Edwards, Amo, and Sadie all in together, one can always go back to try to help link up the attack, and it still leaves two guys there. There's a foul.
And they'll play quickly.
Quick restart in the middle. Played on the right. Merrill chips to the middle. Headed in the air. Second ball. Lewis tries to play it through, and Derek comes off the line to make the play.
Derek's down.
Don't know what happened. Boy, I'll tell you what. Between goals and people on the ground, Tyler Derek, I mean, there was nothing difficult about that. As the head athletic trainer for the Toros, Kimberly McCartney, will come into your picture shortly when she gets out there to take a look at the veteran, 35-year-old out of Houston, playing his 27th match of the season. Came in with 197 saves in his USL career. That's almost, Sean, that's almost a non-contact injury.
Oh, absolutely. He was just moving to go collect that ball. And hard to tell from this angle with him on the ground.
Let's see if we can see what happened there. As Derek is now on his back. Is it his elbow?
Yeah, he's just going down to make a routine save down to his right. It looked like his arm might have gotten caught underneath of him, whether it's his elbow or his shoulder, but it's definitely that right arm that extended out along the ground to grab the ball.
Yeah, you can see him flexing the right hand. Could it be a funny bone issue? I know my one day at Johns Hopkins, I learned a lot about that. Yeah, it looks like it's an elbow type of thing. So
he seems to be moving it all right. It would be a huge loss for them. Tyler Derek, just a tremendous goalkeeper, lots of experience. 10 years with the Houston Dynamo before following Wilmer Cabrera and his staff to Rio Grande Valley.
Looks to be okay as he's shaking that right arm. Randy's Worcester Street Pizza, the official pizza of Hartford Athletics. Stop by the stadium or visit their other Connecticut locations to enjoy some of the best pizza Connecticut has to offer. Well, we're rapidly moving towards a half an hour of stoppage time, which I know the boys in the booth will be delighted with. Sir Thomas of Stanwix, our producer, Bobby Kaplan, our director, and the rest of the Power Station crew. Here's Barrera, puts it toward goal, and coming out and falling on that arm again is Derek, right before Elvis Amo plowed into him. And that is not a guy who you want to collide with. Elvis Amo, about as solidly built as anybody on the athletic side.
And Derek looking a little bit tender after that encounter, but was not hesitant on the play, to his credit. Be interesting if he were to come out. Backup goalkeeper for RGV is Carlos Marencio, who played here at Hartford.
Yeah, played one game in 21.
So he could equal that total if he were to come in
Yeah.
tonight.
Foul against Cabato. So possession for Rio Grande Valley. They come in 4-6-6 away from Edinburgh, as Cabato did kind of a nice job wrapping up Ian Cerro there.
Yeah, Cerro's just looking for the contact there, and Cabato obliged him.
Nice anticipation, and Torres goes down hard. Play
Believe
on.
we're playing advantage here.
Here's Sadie to Amo in the middle. Elvis with a nice move to the box. Ball deflected. Barrera there for Hartford. Chips towards the 12-yard mark. Ball rolls free, and we've got a foul. Got a handball. And Connor McGlynn, furious. Hartford kind of unhappy that there was a tackle down to our left, and Joshua Encarnacion didn't blow the whistle, but it was clearly advantage Hartford.
I think the fans were looking for a handball right there on that contact from Nadarse, but I don't think that there was a handball there. I believe the call that came in was an offside call.
Well, Benitez got a yellow card. For Gabriel Benitez. That's his 8th yellow of the year. So it's kind of bizarre that you get a yellow card not for dissent, but for unsportsmanlike play, and yet your team gets the ball back. You don't see that very often as Barrera gets taken down. It's been a physical first 20 minutes. 1-1, Sadie for Hartford, Francois. Less than 2 minutes later for Rio Grande Valley. Five in the back, Juan David Cabezas. So we're in the captain armband. They change fields in the direction of Francois. Merrill heads it over the west touchline, so it'll be a throw-in for Benitez. Deep in Hartford territory. They decided to go back to Frank Nodarse, the 22-year-old Cuban. Played for the Cuban U20 team back in 2018. Again, a tie does Rio Grande Valley no good in their hunt for the playoffs. Boy, they are targeting Francois, aren't they?
Yeah.
Here's Benitez, and we get a foul.
I think they feel that Francois just
it's offside. My bad. Offside on Francois. Go ahead, Sean. I'm sorry.
No worries. I feel like they feel like there's a physical matchup there. And with Hartford committing those wide players forward, you've got Sadie on this right side. You know, he's willing to come back, but he's being instructed to stay high. That leaves a lot of space down this right side flank for Hartford, and a one-on-one matchup for Francois on the left.
Danny Barrera cuts to the middle against Francois. Looks for options. Third all-time in USL history in assists. He's had a brilliant career, the 35-year-old Californian. Ball played ahead on the left for Edwards. Too much pace on it. Kyle changed his hairstyle. I didn't recognize him at first. Had a little color in it, and now he's gone back to the natural color. Foul called on Athletic. Andre Lewis got in the way that time. They've been working the left channel a lot. Benitez, boy, that was almost a dangerous giveaway. Barrera almost picked that one off before Nodarse got it.
To Hartford's credit, they have not slowed down the pace after giving up that goal.
Macangila called for the foul at midfield. Cabato forming a human speed bump. Once again, they come left. Francois had Benitez overlapping him. Chips it in. Goes through. A shot. And a goal. 2-1. Just like that, RGV jumps on top. And it was Cristiano Pinzon.
Francois working this left side channel. Has no trouble getting across off. He looks up, sees where Pinzon is, drops it over the Hartford defense. Running on late, Christian Pinzon is not going to miss from there. Glances it off the side of the post, making sure that Joe Rice has no chance.
Third goal of the year for the 25-year-old from Bellflower, California, and Hartford has conceded the lead. It's 2-1, RGV. And unfortunately for Hartford, Sean, this is a tale we've seen repeated all too often this season. Hartford Athletic would like to thank Nuovo Pasta, Kinetic Care, and Stop and Shop for supporting our Goals for Meals program. For every Hartford Athletic goal scored this year, Nuovo Pasta, Kinetic Care, and Stop and Shop will donate meals to the Stop and Shop School Food Pantry program. Sadie's goal was the 36th of the season for Hartford, but now they've conceded a league-leading 73. And it's incumbent on Hartford here, Sean, to keep the pace up. They've played at a good pace. Both teams with 3 shots, 2 shots on target. But a couple of defensive lapses, and that was a nice run by Pinzon, but it was set up by the cross into the box.
Well, there's just so much space and time on this left side. If they're going to prevent that pattern from continuing, they have to eliminate the service. Every time that David gets his head up, or Knapp, Davila, anytime they get their head up and see on the left side Francois open, they're
tackled away. But a nice slide tackle made by Connor McGlynn. Pinzon keeps possession, and Luke Merrill called for the foul. Joshua Encarnacion goes to talk to him about it, and they call on the trainer again.
Pinzon tries to turn. Just a little bit of contact there from Merrill.
Why is he shaking his hand? In pain? So as the trainer attends to Pinzon, referee Joshua Encarnacion talking to Merrill, and that's good. That's good officiating. Don't do it again. Next time you get it, it'll be a card. Not doling out cards left and right.
Especially at this stage in the game. You start throwing out more cards at this stage in the game, then every single challenge the players are coming in surrounding you asking for the next card.
Then you've set the tone. So it'll be a potentially dangerous set piece to the right of Joe Rice, about 5 yards in from the near touchline. And it will be Taylor Davila to trigger the play. It's a dangerous play. They've got several players lined up along the 18th. Left-footed service, headed out. Barrera clears. Good job by the Hartford defense. Now Pinzon, the second goal scorer, gets it back. McGlynn will play for Hartford, and they'll switch fields. Beverly Macangila, who went through a large part of the season where you couldn't find him, and now he's become an integral part. He's playing like the player that they thought they were getting when they signed Macangila before the season. Now Barrera drops it back. Up on the right, McGlynn. Drops back to Torres, and they'll switch fields. 2-1. Rio Grande Valley on top. Hartford a little tied up here, and Macangilla's got to retreat the ball back to Joe Rice. Suddenly you get the sense that Rio Grande Valley is starting to take a territorial edge in this game.
Yeah, they've certainly got the momentum. I mean, Hartford is looking to press. You see Connor McGlynn a moment ago was all the way out at the corner of the midfield stripe. Your center back out that wide. You know he's looking for a way forward, but they, in the end, have to turn and go back to their goalkeeper.
Played up in on the left side. This is Edwards. 1v1. Pushed it too far. Last touched by RGV. Hartford gets its second corner of the match here in the 30th minute. Let's see what they have planned. Normally they bring McGlynn up in here, but they go quickly and go short. Now it's served in towards Amo. Headed up and out, and it'll be a goal kick for the visitors from Texas.
It's good tracking from Cabezas. He recognized what was going on, followed the run of Amo.
Lyco Office Furniture, a proud sponsor of the Hartford Athletic for over 40 years. Lyco Office Furniture has been furnishing startup to Fortune 500 companies all over New England. Go to lycoinc.com to learn more, along with Sean Mecke, producer Sir Thomas of Stanwick, director Bobby Kaplan, and the rest of our crew. I'm Jody Ambrosio. Trying to play a through ball for Amo, but no Darce was there to play it away in the quick counter. Here is Francois once again. Racing, gets by McGlynn, puts it towards goal, and he just flicks it wide. Almost a brace for Cristiano Francois, living dangerously, the Athletic.
Well, if it's any indication of how the night's going, this is the third time in 30 minutes Connor McGlynn has had to throw in the desperation slide. Francois really should do better here. Tries to just touch it around Rice.
He had time to control that.
Yeah, maybe even could have taken a touch around the goalkeeper. To be fair, he was a little bit off balance there after straddling the long challenge from McGlynn. But he was in on frame all by himself. Maybe could have done better there.
So Hartford maintains the deficit at 2-1. It almost went to 3-1. And for all of their problems this year, Hartford has not given up 3 goals and a half often. They did in the opening game. In Monterey Bay, they gave up 4 in the first half as Sadie taken off the ball by No Darce. They battle in the corner. Flag is up. Foul on Hartford. As we have another player down, No Darce. I think they got Prince for the foul in the near corner.
I don't think Encarnacion was going to make that call the first time around. No Darce looking for the contact from Sadie very clearly. And it was only on that second instance where Sadie again clambered into the back of him and really let him off the hook there. Encarnacion facing his own goal line. Sadie would have done well to just be a little more patient, force him to play out of a bad spot.
Fouls are 8-2. Hartford with the 8. Playing a physical start to the match, trailing 2-1 as they play back to Tyler Derrick. So last time here we had 2 own goals, which you rarely see against the same team. Now 2 goals in the first half. Here's Merrill. Hawked. He's going to have nightmares about Francois when his head hits the pillow tonight. Pass errant, and Macangilla has to go track it down. 33 minutes in. Penultimate home game of the year for Athletic. Trying to spoil the playoff dreams of RGV, which will go home for their final 2 games. Saturday against the Western Conference leading Sacramento Republic. And then a week from Saturday, Loudoun United. Good run. Here's Sadie. Open in the right channel. Prince. 1v1. Nice dribble. Loses it in the box. Nothing called. Hartford wanted. Now they do call it. And is it going to be a penalty kick? Is it going to be the spot?
He's pointed to the spot, Joe.
We've got a penalty kick for Hartford.
Sadie's just so quick. The cuts from left to right. Just shaking down to the ground. Benitez ends up having to stick a leg out. Catches Sadie. Now to the penalty spot.
Hartford 4 for 4 from the spot this year. Edwards with 3, Amo with 1. As you watch Prince gets tripped by Benitez.
I think on that last angle it was clear. Benitez put his foot out right underneath where Sadie's next foot was going to fall. A legitimate foul. a chance to tie up the match.
Prince going for his second goal of the night here in the 35th minute. Game is tied. A brace for Prince Sadie on the PK. Athletic now 5 for 5 from the spot this year, and we're all even at 2.
Sadie stares down Derek, waits, watches for him to go, and then sends the ball the other way. Just a really cool and calm, composed finish. I don't know, can we keep this pace up tonight, Joe?
I don't know if they can. I don't know if we can. But it was the wizardry with the ball on his foot of Prince Sadie that resulted in the foul in the box on Benitez, and we're all even at 2. Our youth soccer affiliates of the match, Burlington Junior Soccer Association and Southington Soccer Club. Most goals we've had at home this year was the 4-3 Charleston Battery loss, when Hartford led 3-1 and Battery scored the final 3 goals of the night. Here's Benitez looking to make amends. Taken down. Torres gets called for the foul. I really liked the way that Sadie approached that penalty kick. As you said, took his time, measured, found a spot, put it in. So Rio Grande Valley trying to press. Merrill forced backwards by Francois. McGlynn in his own defensive box to pick up the ball and start the attack. Connor, in his 4th year with Hartford Athletic, only Danny Barrera has played more games. That should be offside, I would think. Nope. Yes, it is offside. Amo. And he was offside well before the ball was passed. As you get a look at Elvis, 5 goals on the season, 37 in his career. He's one of several players, Sean, who's played for RGV. You talked with Wilmer Cabrera about that on our conference call today.
Yeah, Cabrera talked about how he knows that there's talent on this team, and he's not just saying that because he's been watching the scouting reports. He's had a chance to work with a number of these players, whether that's been at RGV or at the Dynamo Academy. You got Kyle Edwards, spent some time with the Dynamo too. Amo was with RGV. Juan Pablo Torres actually played on the U20 national team under Tab Ramos and spent some time working with Cabrera then. Cabato was with the Toros. There's just a lot of similarities here, and I think that's coming because Tab Ramos and Wilmer Cabrera have worked closely together on a couple of career stops.
Here's Merrill in space. Distributes right to Sadie. Leads Merrill into the box. It's headed down by Benitez, and Derek comes off the line. Luke Merrill. I'll hold that thought for a minute because here's Francois again in a race with McGlynn. McGlynn goes to slide and knock it out. And this will be the first corner of the night for RGV here in the 38th minute.
This is a huge concern for Hartford. McGlynn really been one of the only consistent defenders ever since they moved him back to a central defending role from the midfield. And that's now 4 times that he's hit the deck and slid to make a play tonight. You wonder if that's going to affect it. Looks here to be a muscle injury.
Matt Diaz, the head athletic trainer, does not go out as McGlynn waves him off. As you look at Connor, he's got that all-American boy look, doesn't he?
Yeah, nothing more attractive to a Hartford fan than McGlynn stepping up to hit a long-range shot.
Into the box. Cleared up. And out. And it'll be a throw-in. Hartford Athletic would like to thank our founding partner, Travelers. Thanks to Travelers, presenting partner of our community ticket program. Children from underserved communities throughout Greater Hartford are able to come to the matches free of charge. You get a look at Dylan. I thought that was John Panzani in that, but our director of communications home on paternity leave.
Yeah, congratulations to the...
Here's Amo once again, way offside. if you're Elvis there, don't you just have to take a breath? Because that's at least twice that he's been far ahead of the ball. And it's a situation, Sean, where if he takes a second, he'll stay on side and he's got a 1v1 with the keeper.
Yeah, he's a little eager there. Sometimes when you see that player so far offside, it's because the defenders had a moment of quick wit and they stepped out and left him there. But both times in this case, it's been Amo just a little too early to make that run, or maybe needing to make that run a little bit deeper, curl that run back toward his own goal for about 3 steps, and then turn and run upfield.
Benitez, Francois got away. Merrill in pain on the near touch line. Merrill went for the slide tackle, and once again, Luke is in pain.
That's an awkward collision. That's knee on knee.
Knee on knee, yeah. Merrill gets up hobbling. What I was going to say before the long ball upfield, he was strictly a defensive guy for the first 2/3 of the season, and now we've seen him push up a lot more than he had been. Here's Francois. It'll be a throw-in deep in the Hartford end. Into the box. Ciro. And we've got an illegal throw-in. So Hartford will throw it in again.
Don't see that called every day in the professional arena.
No, not at all. That's a high school call. You don't even see it in college soccer. Hartford Athletic would like to extend a special thanks to our partners, Jim Beam Bourbon and Hornitos Plata Tequila. Prince Sadie, 2 goals for Hartford. Cristiano Francois and Cristiano Pinzone with the goals for RGV. For Prince, his 3rd brace of the season. Had one opening night against Monterey Bay, and then in the 4-2 loss at Memphis. Hartford trying to end their franchise record 9-game losing streak that has seen them outscored 24-6. Plenty of space to start the attack. Here's Sadie. Very active tonight. One name we haven't mentioned much, Taylor Davila. Best player on the Toros.
Yeah, it's interesting. Last time we saw Davila here in Hartford, he was playing in a central midfield role, but on the left side of the center. Tonight he's more on the right side. It just feels like the game is tilted toward this near sideline.
There's Lewis from Amo. Gives it back to Elvis. Elvis 1v9 gets taken down hard by Michael Knapp, and both players are down. Encarnacion checking on Knapp, who's holding his head. And Kimberly McCartney, the head athlete. I'll tell you what, the trainers, Kimberly and Mike Diaz, they've gotten in more running than some of the players tonight. We see what happened here.
And Knapp holding his face, and you could see why. He got an elbow to the face there from Amo. Of course, Amo getting his legs taken out for his troubles. That leg just coming right across Amo's feet, taking out both his ankles in one. Both players going in pretty heavy into that challenge.
And Michael Knapp's a guy who got injured. Now he's woofing at the referee, Encarnacion. Knapp was injured in knee in preseason. And this is just his 6th game of the season, all in the last 6 weeks. Amo looks all right. Amo's built like a free safety in the NFL.
Yeah, and the foul is called against Knapp, and I think rightly so. I mean, the elbow, while certainly something to watch for, was incidental and may have been the result of the challenge from Knapp unbalancing Amo.
So Hartford with a potentially dangerous set piece midway between midfield and the 18. A 2-man wall set up 10 yards away by the referee. Andre Lewis, who's got a couple of goals on the year, standing over the ball. Set to trigger as we approach the 45th minute. Plays it short. Barrera chips it in. Headed down. Cleared out by Benitez. Good job defensively by the Toros that time.
It was, and it looked like most of the intended targets for Hartford were in an offside position anyway.
Well, as the play-by-play guy predicted, we have endless stoppage time. Here's Amo, tried to play it through, and it's headed down by RGV. Brignall Vineyards stoppage time, 7 minutes of stoppage time.
I think even that might not cover the amount of time the ball's not been in play.
Now Macangila plays it square to McGlynn, or rather to Merrill. Now drops it back to McGlynn.
In some way, I wonder if all these stoppages have contributed to the feverish pace of the play. I mean, every time the ball's in play, it's going a million miles an hour. Somebody goes down, you get a break.
McGlynn plays it ahead. Too much sauce on the pass for Kyle Edwards, making his second straight start after coming off the bench for 10 games and being injured. So it'll be a goal kick. Shots are 4-4. Shots on target, 3-2 in favor of Hartford, and the goals 2 apiece. As we are into Brignall Vineyard stoppage time. Merrill gets a head on it. Heads it out, intended for Francois. Boy, it's been all Francois and Benitez on this side of the channel. Benitez keeps inching up that touchline. Chips it ahead. Second ball played by Knapp. Foul's going to be called on Macangila. As he climbed Pinzone's back. Beverly disagreed with the call. I told Mark a couple weeks ago, I think soccer players are born with their arms outstretched because that's the universal signal for, I don't agree with your call.
Well, Macangila, he makes his own situation here. You know, was it a heinous foul? No, but he gets his arm up around the neck of Pinzone, and Pinzone, being the clever play here he is going to make the most of it, make it a very easy call for Encarnacion.
Yeah, he did a little bit of the Stanislavski that time. So let's see. Here's one of the few touches that Taylor Davila, who Coach Wilmer Cabrera says is one of the best players in USL. Chips it in, cleared out by McGlynn. Touchdown by Cerro. Ian Cerro, nice job dribbling. But Merrill, nicer job taking it away and playing it over the touchline. Good job by Merrill. As we are into the 3rd minute of the 7 of stoppage time. 2-2 our score. Here on a absolutely gorgeous night in the insurance capital of the world. Lots of room to run there for Kembo Kabato. Now Lewis trying to generate some offense. Pereira steps in, plays it back, and Edwards will reset the attack. Looking for Prince AD, open on the right. Francois closes on him, so Prince drops the ball back to Macangila. One touch. Boy, Francois like he's shot out of a cannon as they go all the way back to Joe Rice. Interesting thing yesterday where Omid Namazi said Rice and Marvin Dorchim, who played in the last match, the loss at Miami, will split the last 3 games. Rice will play twice. Dorchim will get the start at Lou City. Here's Hartford. 3-man attack. Edwards. Back to Torres. JPT. Gives to an open Lewis. Now Amo. Hartford moving sideways, not really penetrating. Now they try to get it through. Offside flag is up.
Now that time I think it's more the case that the ball's got to come earlier. You know, Barrera makes that run, but he's got a little bit of room to get up to speed and still be onside, but the pass has to come sooner.
Third offside against Hartford tonight. First one that was not committed by Elvis Ambo. Deadlocked at 2. Midweek game, the rescheduling and the postponement on September 9th when the game was halted in the 9th minute due to lightning. Merrill with a good takeaway by Francois. Passes it ahead. Nice pass. Can Sadie get there? No. A little too much sauce, but it causes a deep throw-in. That was a terrific pass, I thought, by Merrill. Didn't pass it to the player. Passed it to the spot where he thought Prince would get to, and he did. Here's Luke. Cuts to the 18. Plays it across. Headed down. Trying to go the far side to Kyle Edwards. Now Barrera. Plays it ahead. Into the box. There was a hold against Merrill. His jersey grabbed, or rather, Juan Pablo Torres. Here's Merrill. Plays it in the middle. Flag is up. Offside number 4. And this isn't all just a clever offside trap by Rio Grande Valley. This is just some unawareness of the Hartford players as to where the last defender is.
That's true. And certainly you'll go back as a coaching staff and look at those runs and say, maybe you could have bent that run here, made it a little bit more diagonal across. But ultimately, it is a good sign. You don't want to be caught offside, but at least it shows that you're attacking with intent. To have 4 offsides means that you're pushing toward the RGV goal.
JPT called for a foul right in front of Omid Namazi, and didn't look like a lot of contact there. In fact, it didn't look like any.
Incidental.
So we're into the 7th minute of stoppage time. The match tied at 2. Hartford has dominated possession over the last 10 minutes or so, but unable to get anything on goal. Here's a giveaway. Macangila can't control. So it'll be a throw-in for Benitez right from the midline. He goes back to Frank Nodarce. All the way back to Derek. John Tyler Derrick. His proper name goes by Tyler. Stolen away. Here's Lewis. Ahead on the left for Edwards. He's got help. Edwards with a fake. But Davila forces him to go back. Good defense by Taylor Davila. Now in the middle, it's Torres. Square to Merrill. Francois tried to take it off his foot. Sadie open on the right. They gave it to him. 1v1. Puts on the afterburners. Now slows. Tricky dribbles. Cuts left. Chip for the box. Second ball headed away by Nodarce. And that'll do it. An entertaining first 45 minutes, which was actually the first 52 minutes. We go to the break. Hartford 2. RGV 2. Sean and I will be back with our halftime activities next. You're watching USL Championship on MyTV9, WTNH.com, and ESPN+.
His heart was too small to survive, so we built Ellis a new aorta. When an injury sidelined ski season, we taught Luna's cartilage to grow on its own. When IBD slowed Finn down, we put the brakes on his flare-up. When things seem impossible, Connecticut Children's more than 1,000 experts think bigger, beyond imagination. Connecticut Children's, Connecticut's only health system just for kids.
An injured knee might look pretty simple, but there's a whole person behind that injury. One who misses the feel of his jump shot and spending time with friends on the court. It's not enough just to heal. He needs to get back out there. At Trinity Health, we're here to help you reach your goals. We combine all the knowledge and expertise of a national health system with personalized healthcare that treats the individual behind the injury. Because we see all of you.
Achievement takes more than having a dream. It takes having the spirit to beat the odds. It takes the courage to pursue a passion, the heart to turn a house into a home, and the determination to turn an idea into an enterprise. I'm the Hartford Buck, and I see the human in human achievement.
With insurance from the Hartford, the Buck's got your back.
Halftime in Hartford. 2-2 is our score, and Sean, the action hot and heavy from the start.
We knew both teams were going to come out and try to play on the front foot. We didn't know we'd be treated to 4 goals in just the first half.
Let's get to the highlights, starting with Prince Sadie getting Hartford on the board with their earliest goal of the year.
And Edwards did all the hard work here. Just a tremendous darting run through 3 defenders, lays it off for Sadie, and an easy tap in. And coming back the other way, Francois just throwing one on goal, goes off McGlynn's shin. Rice scrambles for it but can't get to it.
2 minutes later, game tied at 2. And it was Francois to Pinzone.
That's great volley from Pinzone. Smashes it down into the turf, hops up, difficult for the goalkeeper to respond to.
Then Prince Sadie draws a foul in the box, and Prince Sadie converts to deadline the match at 2. His 3rd brace of the year. As we take a look at our first half stats, as you get a look at the crowd on hand here on a Wednesday night at Trinity Health. Look at that possession number, and pretty indicative of how Hartford carried the play and how Rio Grande Valley just tried to do the counterfeit.
I really expected to see the Toros really taking the lead on the possession stat. They really like to move the ball around well, but it just goes to show the pressure that Hartford is putting them under. They're having to play a lot more direct, and it's showing.
Tied at 2 at the half. We'll come back with USL storylines next. You're watching the USL Championship on ESPN+, MyTV9, and WTNH.com.
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
If anyone thinks cancer is going to define you, they've got another thing coming. We know you are more than someone healing their heart. At Trinity Health, we know the importance of seeing the person behind the patient, the fear, the joy, the journey. Bringing you the expert medical teams and state-of-the-art technological advancements of a national health system, along with the personalized care that helps you feel better. Because we see all of you.
2-2 at the half between Rio Grande Valley and Hartford. LDI Connect is a proud partner of Hartford Athletic with over 20 years of experience. LDI Connect is a leading independent provider of office technology solutions. Visit myldi.com for more information. Connecticut Children's is a proud partner of Hartford Athletic. September was Pediatric Cancer Awareness Month. To learn more about how Connecticut Children's supports children and families facing pediatric cancer, go to connecticutchildrens.org. Jody Ambrosio, Sean Mecke here for Mark Donaldson. Let's get to the USL storylines for this week 31 of the regular season. And in the first one, Pittsburgh may clinch the overall top seed.
Bob Lilly just doing an exceptional job with Pittsburgh as always, and really being the class in the East Coast this year.
Meanwhile, youth being served 13 years old. What were you doing, Mr. Mecke, at 13 years old? I can tell you what I was doing. Wasn't playing professional soccer.
No, I was down in my basement dreaming of playing professional soccer. Meanwhile, Davian Kimbrough stepping out onto the pitch to become the youngest player ever to appear in the USL. Sac Republic just showing off at this point.
Right, exactly. Although they are in a tight race with San Antonio, and 3 players will play for their country, or at least go to a training camp in Brazil, which does not sound that awful.
No, and it just is the next evolution of a tremendous player development pathway that's provided by the USL. You've got the championship for a lot of these accomplished pros, but these clubs are also advancing youth players onto that next level.
So those are our storylines. It has been a difficult season for Hartford. No, really, Joe, has it? And they have faced more heartbreak than you can imagine. This was Colorado Springs tying the game late out in Colorado. That was week 2 of the season. Then that strike capped a 3-goal comeback from Charleston. Patterson with the goal from God. And then the COVID-ridden game, and Ariel Martinez, the former Athletic goal scorer, in the 90th minute as Tampa Bay won by a score of 2-1. And you turn half of those around, and you could still be in a race for a playoff spot.
Yeah, and really just, you talk about having to play this game from the first whistle to the final whistle. You look at just these matches on display here, that is 9 points lost in the final 10 minutes or added time.
And the other statistic that's mind-numbing is Hartford does not have a stoppage time goal this year. They've given up, as you can see there, they've given up 5, and in the final 15 minutes of matches, they've been outscored 20-2. It's been, as Omid Namazi said, just a crazy year as far as things happening that he's never seen before. Sean and I will come back with the second half. Maybe we'll go stop by the food truck, get something to eat. All even, 2-2, 45 minutes in, right here on ESPN+.
An injured knee might look pretty simple, but there's a whole person behind that injury. One who misses the feel of his jump shot and spending time with friends on the court. It's not enough just to heal. He needs to get back out there. At Trinity Health, we're here to help you reach your goals. We combine all the knowledge and expertise of a national health system with personalized health care that treats the individual behind the injury. Because we see all of you.
His heart was too small to survive, so we built Ellis a new aorta. When an injury sidelined ski season, we taught Luna's cartilage to grow on its own. When IBD slowed Finn down, we put the brakes on his flare-up. When things seem impossible, Connecticut Children's more than 1,000 experts think bigger, beyond imagination. Connecticut Children's, Connecticut's only health system just for kids.
Our students are looking to stand out, not blend in, which is a good thing considering the 8-to-1 student-to-faculty ratio. USJ's academic experience is built on dynamic learning opportunities that extend into labs, internships, and collaboration with faculty, and are designed to both challenge and support students in their professional development. So if you're looking for an education that will help you make your mark in the world, visit usj.edu.
Teams making their way back onto the pitch for the second half. They are not playing for Hartford Athletic. We can guarantee you that. Adjustments in the second half, Sean. I would say the biggest adjustment for Hartford, give Luke Merrill some help against Cristiano Francois.
Yeah, and you know, Hartford is looking to attack. They're playing with intent, and so by some design, they're leaving Merrill a little bit exposed, but they're going to find themselves seeing another ball fly past Joe Rice if they leave Luke Merrill out there on his own. Maybe you get Andre Lewis to stay home a little more, swap sides between Lewis and Juan Pablo Torres, but Luke Merrill definitely needs a little bit more support on that right flank.
And if you're Wilmer Cabrera Sr., what do you do as far as RGV is concerned?
I think he's got to get Davila back on the ball. You know, we talked about how he's playing a little bit more on the right side of center. Maybe we move him over onto the left side for the RGV Toros, because that's where the game seems to be happening. But I think that's a player that we're looking at right now, lacing up his boots for the second half, who really ought to see some more touches if his team expects to succeed.
Once again, set the scenario for Rio Grande Valley. They have to win as they fight for a playoff spot. They are 11th with 39 points. With 2 matches to go after tonight, there's still a lot that is up for grabs. Only 4 spots have been clinched. And, you know, Rio Grande Valley could get as high as 4th or 5th, 6th, depending on the tiebreakers, or they could finish 11th. As you look at the back of Ian Ciro, no changes. Tyler Derrick came in 3 saves away from 200 for his career. Don't forget, final match of the regular season, Friday the 13th, here at Trinity Health against FC Tulsa. On the schedules that were printed before the season, it will say October 14th, but the game was moved up a day because there's a friendly between Germany and the U.S. at Rentschler Field on October 14th. So get your tickets, hartfordathletic.com. Come out and cheer on the boys one more time. It'll be Hartford accepting the second half kickoff. Barrera has it, and it's play on. Second 45 underway. Hartford trying to end the 9-game losing streak. They've only scored 6 goals in those 9 games. They have 2 tonight.
Yeah, they've already snapped that 3-game scoreless streak.
Yeah, it had reached 342 minutes before Prince Sadie put one in the back of the net behind Tyler Derrick. Both teams stay the same to start here in the second half. If you're looking for possible substitutes for Hartford, there's Antoine Opino, but Omi Namazi told us yesterday maybe 20, 25 minutes out of Opino. Tristan Hodge, Robin Lappert, Dren Dobruna on the back line. I would think we'll definitely see some of Dobruna, the 18-year-old from Waterbury, who has played very well when we've seen him this year.
Yeah, if we do see him, I doubt we'll see him on the right side.
Yeah, he's not guarding Francois. Kept in. Here's Thomas Ricketts. Cabato knocks it down. Go over the goal line. And it'll be a goal kick for the orange-clad RGV Toros. 8th year in the USL. Been to the playoffs 3 times. Got to the Western semis in 21. Quarterfinals last year, and in 2016, Hartford, of course, just that one playoff appearance. Second ball headed down. And it'll be a goal kick once again as we... Second half not starting as explosively, Sean, as the first half did.
I don't know how it could.
Yeah. Spinning move on the far side. Hartford putting on some good pressure. Macangila gets ahead in it. Now a turnover. Here's Francois, but McGlynn goes to the turf to play it. Now Davila. Marked closely by Lewis. Lewis with a hold in him. And finally gets called for the foul. He could have gotten the call for the foul 5-6 seconds before.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised to see Lewis not booked for that, just because it was persistent.
Watch this. He's got a hold. He's riding shotgun for about 10 yards there.
Yeah, he knows that he's beat. He's not going to allow him to play.
Michael Knapp, who went down, took one in the jaw earlier. Hartford on the counter. Referee almost got in the way. Now Barrera dribbles to avoid the defense. Here's Danny. Plays it across on the right side. Played up ahead to an overlapping Merrill. Chips far post. Edwards taken down, and there's a nasty collision. 2 players down, 1 for each team. Edwards down for Hartford, and Jonathan Ricketts, the Chattanooga native, laying in the box for RGV. And Edwards, who's had an injury-plagued year, holding his left elbow.
Yeah,
as we get a look at what happened.
I think he goes down right there.
Right on it. Landed right on the elbow, and it looked like Ricketts took one upside of the head. No fouls, just 2 players going for the ball.
Encouraging to see them both up on their feet so quickly.
Yeah, Kyle Edwards changed the do between the last time we saw him. Hey, what was it, blonde in there? He had a little bit of blonde.
A little bit.
Mixed in. It looked good. I mean, I wish I could do that. I'd have to have hair to do it. Francois taken down by Mack and Gila. That's one change we've seen. Francois dogging JPT. Gets the ball back from McGlynn and starts the attack. Torres in RGV territory. Now Andre Lewis. Across to Merrill. Up to Sadie. Prince, who's got the 2 Hartford goals on the night. Giving him 9 on the season. And he went like 5-6 weeks at one point without scoring goals. He has scored them in bunches this year. Had 4 in the first 5 games. Well, McGlynn being pressured. Plays across field to Macangila. Just the start of things, second half, here at Trinity Health Stadium. Don't miss our final home match of the year here at Trinity Health. Friday, October 13th at 7. Go to hartfordathletic.com for tickets and more information. Knapp pressuring Lewis, who gets it away. Hartford dominated time of possession in the first half, and that sometimes can be a meaningless stat. But it was pretty indicative of just how good. Good turn by Lewis. Trip from behind. Solid tackle. Play on. Pinzona got the second goal. Double teamed at midfield. Loses it.
It's interesting, Joe. You mentioned the possession that Hartford's been able to sustain, and it's been a shootout so far, an absolute track meet. And I don't think that suits Wilmer Cabrera. This game isn't about pride or trying to play for fun in front of some fans. He needs to come away with 3 points. And it looks like he's switched to a 4-5-1. He's got Francois in the center up top now.
Yep.
Pinzone out on the left side.
Hartford dominating in the midfield. Trying to link up. Now McGlynn will come left to Cabato. Former Toro with room to run. Plays it on the left. Edwards. Cabato into the box. Cleared out. Slide tackle cleared it out. Now Francois starts the attack the other way for the orange-clad Toros. 17 is Ian Cerro. They play it up ahead. Here's Pinzone. Benitez knocked away from him. Sadie with room. Gives to Barrera to orchestrate. Pass up ahead on the left. Elvizamo does a spinorama. Plays it back to Lewis. Motions for Barrera to take it. Danny, 1v2. Pressured, so he goes back to Torres. His pass deflected by RGV. Here's Francois into the box. Taken down from behind. Good tackle by McGlynn. It'll be a throw-in for the Toros.
That's a big no call from Encarnacion and a really clutch challenge from Connor McGlynn. He has absolutely got to get this right. He's fully committed. He lays out for this one. Oh, he even catches a little bit with his trailing leg, Francois. But he got enough of the ball and got there first. So Encarnacion says play on.
Second corner kick of the night for the Toros. It'll be Davila to serve it. Headed out of there by a leaping Amo. Even at 2, Prince AD with both goals for Hartford, one from the spot. Cristiano Francois and Cristiano Pinzone putting the ball in the back of the net behind Joe Rice, who triggers a quick restart for Luke Merrill. Plenty of room up the right side for Merrill. Now slows down. Open on the left is Edwards. They give it to him. Kyle. As Cabato overlapping on the left, gives to Barrera. Drop back to Lewis. Hartford playing catch. Errant pass by Edwards. Here's Francois. Tripped over his own feet there and went down. So Hartford regains the possession. They have had the ball for most of this second half, but really with nothing to speak of in the chance form.
Yeah, they're confronting a much more compact defense from the Toros this half. Just not finding it as easy to advance the ball past that block that's sitting now right at the top of the defensive third.
Edwards knocked it out of bounds, and then Ricketts heads it out of bounds. Jonathan Ricketts dangerous from the back line. He's got 3 goals on the season. Once again, Hartford trying to link up the attack in the back line. McGlynn. Good pass to a wide open teammate. They go right to Sadie. Prince sends it in, and the save made by Derek. Boy, they attacked Prince like it was a bug, and they were a bug light. He had 3 players on him in the shake of a hat. Headed out of bounds by Macangila. So it'll be a throw in as goalkeeper coach Danny Gaspar, you can see on the bottom of your screen, applauding Beverly Macangila's effort. Again, Macangila was a guy who, you couldn't find him on a milk carton for the majority of the season.
No, he's only appeared in 13 games for Hartford this year.
He went a long stretch without playing after playing the first 2 home games, but ever since Omid Namazi has taken over, Beverly has earned his spot in the circle of trust. Long ball, Rice coming out and then backs up to get it before Ian Cerro can get it. Since 2018, the fix has been Hartford County's leading wellness spa. Whether you need a quick B12 shot to increase energy or vitamin infusion to rehydrate, it's the place to reset your mind and body. Take time, treat yourself, and invest in your health. Long ball played up ahead, and Rice, the sweeper keeper, will kick it upfield. Doesn't just kick it out. Sadie sends it out. Here's Benitez. Gets it back to Robert Coronado, playing his 100th match for RGV tonight. As we said earlier, Connor McGlynn got to that plateau in Miami. Good bit of dribbling by Sadie as Hartford forms up the attack. 2-2 is our score. All the goals coming in the first 35 minutes of the match. 2 for Sadie, 1 apiece for Francois and Pinzone. Now Lewis in the middle. Edwards comes back to help link up. Torres back to McGlynn. Hartford extremely patient in the midfield. Now Sadie. Double team. Torres. Cross field to a wide open Beverly Macangila. I'd like to see Macangila load up that boot like he did against New Mexico United with the wonder goal.
That was a
from
world.
35 yards out.
Absolute world. He'd love to repeat that once more in his career.
That was a Sports Center top 10. A foul called on the captain, Juan David Cabezas. Took Elvis Amo down. Once again, big change in strategy tonight by Omid Namazi. He really hasn't played Amo, Edwards, and Sadie much together. Definitely as starters since he took over as head coach at the end of June. But it seems like it has energized the attack. So here are Barrera and Kimbato standing over this direct. And they play it back. Lewis looks for Barrera, and Derek anticipated and came off the line and rolls it out for the restart.
I love a good scripted set play, but I can't imagine how 5'7" Danny Barrera is expected to go up and win a header over a 6'+ tall center back.
I would agree. Kembo Cabato called for the foul there. Right. As fast as Danny is, he's not as fast as he was.
Now, he wants that ball on the floor. I don't understand that.
I would agree. Rear time with the ball in the second half for RGV. They send it back cross field to Thomas Ricketts. Up ahead, Ian Cerro. Lead ball running on to it is Davila. Marked by Torres. 8v8. Now Ricketts. Good anticipation by Cabato. Steal that pass for Cerro, but Cerro gets it back off the turnover. Ian Cerro cuts towards the middle. Sent flying, and this will be a dangerous set piece in the 60th minute from about 28 yards out, as Lewis is called for the foul.
Yeah, it's Andre Lewis again. We saw him just a few minutes ago with the shirt pull. This time coming across the back of the legs of Cerro. Have to imagine that his clean slate is not long for this world if he throws in another challenge like that.
Flourish Catering, proud to be the official caterer of Hartford Athletic. Flourish Catering offers individually packaged and buffet-style catering for teams, meetings, and organizations. Eat like an athlete with Flourish Catering. So good, you can eat like an NFL defensive lineman. So you would think Davila would take this, although Cerro and Pinzone are standing there too. 3-man wall for Hartford. They touch it to Davila. Shot is blocked by a very brave Kembo Cabato. And then a miss hit by Amo.
Another set piece off the training ground that doesn't come off. I like the idea here. The purpose of rolling that ball a couple of yards is just to give Davila another angle, maybe give him a little help getting around the wall. But heads-up play from Cabato, just coming out and eliminating that.
Throw in RGV from the east sideline. Stolen away. Barrera starts the counter. Plays it ahead on the run. Sadie. Prince 1v1. Sends it a little too far and then sends Nodarse sprawling. And it'll be play on in favor of RGV. 16 is Coronado. Now Pinzone going back to help try to link up the attack. Shots on goal in the game, 5-4. We have not had a shot on goal here in the second half. And we're already 16 minutes in. Hartford looking to change that. Here's Merrill. Luke drops it back to an open Lewis. Unmarked in the middle, Juan Pablo Torres. Open in the left channel, Cabato. Tries to serve it in, Ricketts sends it over the near touchline. So it'll be a Hartford throw-in. Torres with a burst. Finds defense and plays it back to McGlynn. Now here's Sadie looking to make a run. The Prince pushes it ahead. And it'll be a corner kick off the deflection. Out of bounds by No Darce. Third corner of the night for Athletic. Let's see what they do here. They went short one time, and Lewis is going over there. I believe that's Barrera. That's about as far away from us as you could be and still be in the stadium. They do go short to Lewis. Andre retreats. Gets it. Barrera. Now Lewis. McGlynn open in the middle. They get it to him. Too far. Here's a shot. Blocked at the 18. Coronado gets there first for RGV, and they clear it ahead to Ricketts. 2-2 is our score. Sadie in the 5th minute from Edwards, then Francois. 2 minutes later, Pinzone at 24. Here's Hartford with a chance in the box. Derek off the line to knock it away. Golden opportunity for Athletic. And Tyler Derrick was Johnny on the spot. Now the counter for RGV. They play it up ahead on the left. Here's Francois into the box. Drops it back. They try to touch it across to Coronado. Hartford tries to keep it in, and they can't. So it'll be a corner. Boy, that was a dangerous opportunity for Hartford there, Sean.
Without a doubt. And then you could even see during the corner kick, the Toros were setting up Francois to kind of spring from the corner. Well, here's the flicked header in. Edwards misses the connection. It actually bounces fortuitously for him. Tyler Derrick with a big kick save off to his left.
Serve towards the box. Cabezas kept Hartford from getting to it, so it'll be a second straight corner for RGV. They're 11th in the West, 39 points. This one a little bit more. Air and a goal! No, it goes wide. I'm sorry. Goes wide.
Had a lot of people in the stands thought that net was rippling from the in-play side as well.
Beautiful set piece, though, from the corner kick.
The service is excellent. Lots of attackers waiting for that. It looked like, was that Benitez rising up?
Yep, it was. Gabriel Benitez. Hartford on the counter. Here's Merrill. Sends a cross, open. Edwards cuts right, drops it back into the middle. And there's a case again where if you're Kyle Edwards there, you've got to put the ball on goal.
Have to. And then here's Lewis again getting called for the foul, denying the break going the other way.
There's the foul on.
Still not in the book.
Andre, yeah, surprisingly. But if you're Kyle Edwards, you have to put that shot on goal. Force Derek to make a save. Maybe he leaves a sloppy rebound and you're able to get the go-ahead goal. Instead, Hartford will form up the attack again. Lots of room in the midfield. As Sean said earlier, RGV has changed their form and their tactics. Maybe because Hartford had so much possession time in the first half there. Gone to one up front. Of course, that's Cristiano Francois, who's been a one-man gang. Westfield Bank, proud to support Hartford Athletic and all they do to make our communities better. Need more convenience from your bank? At Westfield Bank, you can bank your way. Learn more at westfieldbank.com. Quick restart by Cabato. Gets it back from Lewis. Shots 7-6 in favor of Hartford. They've had the best opportunity of this second half, open on the left side. Here's Edwards, 1v1 with Ricketts, serves it in over the streaking Amo, who made a run, but it's last touched by the visitors, so Hartford goes to the far corner for their fourth corner of the night. Sent in, looking for Amo and Edwards. Nobody can send it towards goal, and RGV can't get it out. Bang it off of Cabato, so it'll be a throw. No subs yet in this match as we hit the 68th minute.
That was a much better, a more strategically constructed and more effective corner kick there, but no, Darce, just an absolute giant in there.
Macangila has to go behind the bench to get the ball, now leaves it to Cabato and says, here, you throw it in. Amo using that size in a 1v1 matchup, but taken away by Cabezas. Played in the middle. Up ahead for Francois. McGlynn for the 8,000th time tonight goes to the ground and knock it away. Francois gets it back, has a step, and Macangila sends it into the boxes. That'll be a corner for RGV.
Crucial challenge for Macangila. It's so difficult to make that play as the ball is coming. You're running back towards your own goal. So much potential to redirect that on frame. Does a good job clearing that near post.
Looks like Antoine Opino will be the first Hartford sub. Here's Davila from the left of Joe Rice. And 3 subs waiting to come in for RGV. Serve to the far post, Ricketts. Can't get a head on it. Here's a shot. And that's deflected off the 10. And it'll be another corner. In the 70th minute. We'll see who Opino is coming in for. I would guess, Sean, it would be Kyle Edwards.
Quite possible.
Would be my guess.
And then you can stick Elvis Amo up top. Play Opino out wide.
Once again, Davila with another corner from the left of the Hartford keeper, Joe Rice. Send it low off the side of the net. Hartford goal kick. Three subs set to come in at the first opportunity, including Alex Monis, Ricky Ruiz, and Juan Galindres. So first it'll be Galindres coming in for Francois, and Hartford will not mind seeing Francois come out. And it is Antoine Opino into the match for Kyle Edwards. Also, so Juan Galindres is in, replacing Francois. Ricky Ruiz in for Robert Coronado, and the youngster Alex Moniz into the match, and he replaces Ian Cerro.
We'll have to see how Wilmer Cabrera deploys these 3 subs. It felt like coming out of the half, he wanted to get the game under control, slow the match down. But now, 3 changes at this juncture, you feel like he's going to press for it with that last 20 minutes, try to go forward and get the goal.
Here's Hartford off the attack. Cabato, 1v1, sends the ball back. Macangila, who's been strong on the back line for Hartford tonight. Cross to Merrill. Plays it to Barrera. Back it goes to Merrill as Hartford takes their time. Midline, proud to be the official chiropractor of Hartford Athletic. Sadie, who's had one of his better nights of the year. We'll see if Opino becomes what Amo was, which is kind of a target man in the middle. Good burst of speed by Macangila. Plays it ahead in the middle to Barrera. One touch too far for Sadie. And it's Rio Grande Valley taking possession. You wonder, Sean, without Francois in the game, does that change the role for Davila to try to make him the target man up front?
So far, he's occupying mostly that same space, but I do wonder what the change is. I'm trying to watch as people are moving about. It seems still like a 4-5-1, but now that they've got the ball, they're going to push those wide players into the forward space, more like a 4-3-3.
Well, it looks like Galindres is going to play the 9. Moniz is going to play on the right, and Ricky Ruiz is going to play the Francois role on the left.
Right.
Hartford plays it back to Rice. Joe's given up 2 more goals tonight. That's 36 on the season. 2-2 is our score. Into the 74th minute. We've not had anywhere near as many stoppages as we had earlier. That's a dangerous play. They say play on, but 2 players are down, and both look injured. Now they finally blow the whistle.
Yeah, the potential for the head injury.
And both trainers run onto the field. I think one is Jonathan Ricketts. Nope, it's not Ricketts. Is that 11? Is that Galindres?
I believe
Let's
it's
get a look at it.
Pinzone.
Pinzone and Torres.
It didn't look to be a head injury by any measure, but Pinzone holding his head in agony, perhaps. It looks to be okay at this moment. I think one change that did happen there, Joe, you see Juan David Cabezas joining the back line. They were previously playing with what they call a double pivot, 2 holding midfielders sitting in front of that back line. One of those holding midfielders has dropped into the back line, Coronado coming off. So Cabezas replacing Coronado. Now Knapp will sit in that holding role all by himself. So one more kind of joining, almost like a 4-1-4-1 at this point.
Although they need a goal. They can't afford a deadlock. 1 point does them no good.
Yeah, it's an attacking change, but only incrementally.
Tonight's match presented by Golf Law. When you've been injured, you need a team who isn't afraid to put their money where their mouth is. Golf Law, their team of Connecticut lawyers, is the next generation of personal injury attorneys. They don't back away from any fight. Visit golflawgroup.net to learn more. golflawgroup.net. So it'll be Hartford ball on the drop on the outside of the center circle. Andre Lewis will take possession here in the 76th minute. The game deadlocked at 2. It was an explosive first half, and by comparison, a tame second half. Here's Sadie, who's gone to the middle. Bad pass. Taken away. Here's Alex Moniz up the middle. Slows and waits for help. Had Davila on the right. Or rather, Galindres. And passed it with a little too much pace. So it'll be an athletic throw-in. Joe Rice has really had, and this is a kiss of death, a quiet night in the second half in goal. Now he gets it from McGlynn. And before he can be eaten up by the defense, plays it up and forces a midfield throw-in for Prince Sadie. As the drums beat on the far side, the athletic supporters doing their best to try to urge their team on. Now Cabato, pressured by Moniz, gets it back to Beverly McIngillen, now McGlynn. There's a little game of catch with McIngill, and now Cabato gets involved. Nice touch to an open Barrera. Room in the middle. Cross field. Here's Sadie, traps it. Starts the attack. Into the box. Cuts left, fires, and airmails it wide, but at least it's a shot on goal.
Barrera is going to be enjoying that. You see him moving side to side a little bit more now that Knapp is sitting in that back of the midfield all by himself. Just got his head up, played it over to a dangerous teammate in Sadie.
Hartford 0-7-3 this year when they're tied at halftime, trying to break that trend. Here's a ball into the box. It's loose. Oh, and they just go wide. It'll be a corner kick, but another golden opportunity for the home team.
Torres just unable to connect. He's got both Opino and Barrera right there for the tap-in. That's a good block there by Juan David Cabezas, who's only recently been moved into that back line.
Here's the kick from the left of Tyler Derrick. In swinger, headed out of danger. Second ball, played by Galindrez up ahead. Hartford keeps it in. Served in to the box. Once again, headed out of danger by the Toros. Ricketts spins like a top and knocks it over the west touchline. Quick throw in for Cabato as they go back to Macangila. Game tied at 2 here in the 79th minute. Merrill with some space. Gets past Galindrez. Played in the middle. Here's Lewis to Merrill. One touch back to Lewis. To Sadie. Once again to Lewis. Hartford stringing together some passes. Ball knocked away. Prince will throw it in. No, Darcy knocked it over the far touchline. Played back to Macangila. Up ahead. Played on the left. Antoine Opino double teamed. Knocks it off Moniz. That might be the first time Antoine's touched the ball since he came in. Gets it back. Tries to go far post. Nobody there. And Ruiz will let it roll out of bounds for a throw-in. The Performance Lab is an all-inclusive model that brings the latest technologies for pain relief, wellness, and mobility together under one roof. With one-on-one treatments and a customized approach to fit your needs, the Performance Lab will get you moving and feeling your best. 2-2 is our score, approaching the 80th minute. And as you know, this has been danger time for Hartford. 20 goals given up after the 75th minute. Now Ricketts try to play a one-touch through, but a little soft. Opino has Amo ahead of him. And it's stolen by Ricketts, and I think Opino had to slow down because Amo was again going to be offside.
That's a disappointing passage of play from Opino there. Had so much to play for.
Here's Ruiz. Gives to Moniz. 20-year-old from Downers Grove, Illinois. One touch for Ricketts. Knocked out of bounds off Ricketts. Nice play. That time by Kimbo Cabato. So it'll be a Hartford throw-in. Amo comes back to get the ball to Cabato. Now here's Amo. Cuts to the middle. Torres will swing it wide to Merrill. He's got Sadie on the right. Luke distributes. Sadie runs onto it. Slows down, loses it. Ruiz took it away. Passed it ahead to Pinzone. Cristiano Pinzone got the second goal of the night for RGV in the 24th minute. Referee Encarnacion says play on. Now Moniz plays it back to the dangerous Davila. Over on the left, Cabezas to Ruiz. Ruiz tips it towards the box. Galindrez and Lewis takes it away from him. Trapped by Ruiz. Plays it Lewis. Here's a shot. And at the near post, Joe Rice has to be aware.
Andre Lewis has been so strong defensively all night, just really kind of caught between two minds there. Lays it off perfectly for Galindres.
A couple of players are down. Looks like cramps on this warm evening. Luke Merrill is one of them. We can tell you that Holiday Inn Express Newington is conveniently located in the heart of the dining and shopping district of Newington on the Berlin Turnpikes, routes 5 and 15. Now, whether you need one night or an extended stay, the hotel will make your stay convenient and cost-effective as they continue to stretch Luke Merrill out.
He's also had an active night, Luke.
Yeah, I think, we said this in an earlier broadcast, Sean, that Merrill may be the biggest surprise of the season. Merrill's been one of the better players of the season, one of the bigger surprises, and he was a tryout guy.
Yeah, we talked in the open about the need for Hartford to play with some belief. Luke Merrill's had a tough assignment tonight dealing with Francois. Francois got the better of him a time or two, but, Luke Merrill about 10 minutes ago made a 70-yard run and went at the Toros' defense all on his own. Might be contributing to the cramping in those legs right now, though.
Gabriel Benitez. Night will come to an end. The 21-year-old from Argentina, Tomas Ritondale, will come in and will go to the left back position. Benitez very active in the first half, as you see Prince Sadie wearing those long sleeves. I would think, Sean, that's a little warm on a night like this.
Yeah, it's unseasonably hot for October. It's 80-plus degrees as we were heading up to the box earlier.
Well, we thought we'd see Dren Dobruna, and we will. The 18-year-old from Waterbury, who played 10 minutes in Miami, coming into the Hartford lineup, and Prince Sadie's night has come to an end. And I think that's just because Prince has run a lot tonight, and he's kind of at wit's end.
A man of the match for me so far, Prince Sadie. Just been so difficult to defend. Shown up on the score sheet twice. DeBruna's got some big shoes to fill, but he's a fan favorite. Local product, Waterbury, Connecticut. Always has a good number of local supporters on hand.
Gets his first touch and gets run over. And the foul is called by Taylor Davila.
Omid Namazi had a lot of great things to say about DeBruna. Said even though he's such a young player, he's got somewhere in the top half of the teams in terms of soccer IQ.
Here's the long lead ball into the box, but taken away by the Toros. Tonight's Business Alliance partner of the match, MCS Pro. Here's the long ball, and Joe Rice confidently says, let it come to me. I'll play it. Match deadlocked at 2. Macangila. And the foul is called on Juan Galindres, the Colombian, who didn't join the team until midway through June. Macandila plays back to Rice. This is the part of the game, Sean, where if you're Hartford, you can't think about all the mistakes of the past. You've played well tonight. You've been more than competitive, as DeBruna sends one that Cabato can't play, and you just have to keep playing your game.
Yeah, and keep believing. It's been an incredible 85 minutes from their perspective if you compare it to the body of work across September and October.
Second ball. Ruiz taken down by Merrill, and that's a dangerous spot for a set piece, especially with Taylor Davila able to tee it up maybe 30 yards out. We've seen him score goals from this distance this season. Had the game-tying goal from 25 yards out in the 98th minute last Saturday in Colorado Springs to earn a point and keep RGV's playoff hopes alive.
Talk about ways to hand the end of the game result to the other team. How about a foul in the center of the park, 30 yards from goal.
Davila waits for the whistle from Joshua Encarnacion. Rice trying to look around the four-man wall. Struck, and it goes out. And Hartford, and RGV wants a handball, although I don't think it would have been in the box.
The wall did its job there.
Corner kick number 7 of the night. And it'll be Davila to take it as we're in the 88th minute of a 2-all deadline. Sends it in. Second ball, Monas can't get a head on it, and DeBruna clears it out of danger. Good job by the teenager. Played back ahead, and Merrill up ahead. Here's DeBruna. Nice ball for Opino. Here's a run. Lewis spins. Plays it square. Barrera. Played it to the 6. And Amos' header went over the goal line.
A tremendous move from Hartford. Gets to the left foot of Barrera. You know this is headed somewhere good, but good defending from Ritten Dowling.
Hartford Athletic proud to team up with Stop and Shop in all our community efforts as we work together year-round in the fight against food insecurity. So we look like we are headed to stoppage time tied, though here's Galindres. McGlynn forces him out. They play the ball back. Here's Ruiz for Knapp. One touch back to Ricky Ruiz. Chips it far side for Monas, but it'll go too far. It'll be a Hartford goal kick as we head for the 90th minute of play. All even at 2 shots. 9-8. Brignall Vineyard stoppage time. There are 6 minutes of stoppage time. Ball played ahead, Amo. Puts a head on it for Barrera. Tried to get it through. Knapp knocked it away. Hustling back is Lewis. Nice spin. Andre distributes left to an open Barrera. He holds. Chips it into the box. Back to Barrera. Taken away. Didn't fool the Toros. Now here's Monas. Or rather, Davila. Plays it back in midfield. Up ahead on the left. Chipped into the box. Headed down. Shot missed. DeBruna rescues a Hartford D. Here's a long shot, and this one will sail way wide, and it'll be a goal kick. No, Hartford, or rather, kept in by RGV. Plays it back. Davila serves it in. McGlynn heads it down. Second ball, Galindres. Nice play by McGlynn to bicycle it out of there. Nodarse keeps it in. Chipped in again, backpedaling Rice. Makes the play on a ball that would have been outside the woodwork.
McGlynn has been an absolute hero inside his own penalty box today. Just last-ditch challenge after last-ditch challenge.
Here with room to run, Andre Lewis. Amo making a run. Lewis goes around Knapp in the box. Goes to the ground, but you're not getting that call in the 91st minute.
No, certainly not. Most people haven't seen that call awarded all night, so.
I think Encarnacion's done a terrific job.
He's been very consistent, very uncontroversial.
That's what you want from your lead referee. Now Ruiz Plays in the middle to Davila. Davila with room to run. To the left center. Stops. Reverses. Plays it on the right. Moniz. Here's Moniz. Gives it to an overlapping Ricketts. Ricketts bangs it off Cabato for another corner kick. Here in the 92nd minute, unofficially. The 8th corner kick of the night. And it'll be Taylor Davila to line it up. Hartford going to bring Ash Apollon and Robin Lappert in. Into the box. Header goes wide. And it'll be a goal kick for Hartford. So this is purely defensive, bringing Ash Apollon and Lappert in. Hartford very content with getting a point here and ending the losing streak. It'll become a winless streak, but that would be a good result against this team that's been battling for a playoff spot.
And also a nice reward to these fans who've been so loyal and come out for all of the matches throughout this year in great numbers. And this is about the time where we've seen over the course of this season the fans starting to make their way for the exit. They're not doing so tonight.
Here's a ball sent far post, and Openo can't get it, and then Lewis. Almost. Here's Ruiz. Marked by Merrill. Gets around him. Ricky Ruiz bangs it off of Merrill. Goes out of bounds. Ash Apollon will come in for Andre Lewis. Robin Lappert will come in for Juan Pablo Torres. So they change the middle of the defense. Juan Pablo Torres had a good night, as did Andre Lewis. So Hartford goes more defensive oriented here, as we're into the fourth of at least 6 minutes of stoppage time with the match tied at 2. Now they finally let Lappert come in. The fourth official, Tom Felice, was holding him there.
He's got a sprint.
The Frenchman.
Be part of this long throw defense.
Going to mark Cabezas. See what the strategy is here. They go short, and they knock it out of bounds. Knapp with an errant pass back, so it'll be Hartford possession. So Hartford is out of subs. Only sub not to play tonight. Matt Sheldon, who has found himself on the bench a lot lately. He played half a game at Miami, but didn't play the 2 prior to that. Here's Davila. Game tied at 2 in stoppage time. Switch fields to the left. Sent towards the box. Trap. Moniz. Shot. Save made. It's loose for a second, but then Rice gathers it. A quick, hard shot by the 20-year-old. Alex Moniz. Now we've up to 8 minutes, or 7 minutes of stoppage time.
Just an enormous save from Rice, and what a job he does to keep
Here's
it clean.
Apollon. Ash Apollon puts it towards goal. Played on the second hop by Derek. Ash Apollon burst free there. Now we're playing like we did in the first 5 minutes of the game.
It reminds you of a boxing match in the last round as that bell is ringing.
Ball deflected. Knocked out of bounds by Merrill. He's been terrific tonight. Throwing from the far side. Detone delay. Uh-oh. What do we got here? We're going to have a potential dangerous set piece. McGlynn with the foul just outside the box, as he sent Juan Galindrez down. So here's Davila and Pinzone. Midway outside the box. It's a strange angle. I would think we'd get the right foot of Pinzone here. They touch it, and the players run into one another, and Hartford's got a break.
It's a shame that Hopino was the only player high. I mean, what a tremendous career he's had, but the wheels are not there right now for Hopino, especially coming back from injury.
Oh, he said, De Bruyne said sprawling. Foul is called. Hopino with the quick restart. Plays ahead on the right. Here's Cabano, Kembo. Plays it square. Apollon, Ash, towards goal. Headed down. Played it towards Amo. You see the urgency in RGV as we should be in our final minute of stoppage time. A tie does them no good. And that's it. We've reached full time. So Hartford ends the losing streak, and RGV's playoff hopes take a hit. They now have 40 points, and the 8th place team has 42, so they still have, they're not dead yet by any stretch of the imagination, but you could have hoped for 3 points against the team that had only 4 wins on the year. Sean and I will be back to wrap this up next. 2-2 tie in full time between Hartford Athletic and Rio Grande Valley FC. So if a tie's like kissing your sister, Hartford's sister much better looking tonight than Rio Grande Valley's.
Without a doubt, for Hartford, it's mission accomplished. Not a single fan left this place early. Everyone there cheering till the final whistle. For the Toros, with only 3 games left, they needed to come out of here with 3 points, but their season is absolutely still alive. The road just got a lot more difficult with Sac Republic coming up next at home.
Prince Saidi with a pair of goals for Hartford, Francois and Pinzone for the visitors. Sean, great job tonight. Thank you.
Good to be here with you, Joe.
For Sean Mecke and our entire crew, including producer Tom Stanwicks, director Bobby Kaplan, and the Power Station gang, I'm Joe D'Ambrosio. Our final score in full time, Hartford 2, Rio Grande Valley 2. Have a good night, everybody.